It has now been 6 months since our last video update, and there's been a lot of changes in our lives. We added another family member, so for those of you who have a problem with simple math like I do, we're now up to 5, plus a puppy dog. We've had 2 sets of parents visit us, we've had a lot of changes in air management, and Samaritan's Purse has started their own aviation program to serve East Africa.
After difficult pregnancy and delivery, Kezia Lily arrived healthy on July 24th, one day before our 9th wedding anniversary. My parents came to visit us.
Actually, I think they came to see the new baby.
Ha ha. They came 2 weeks later, and it was an immense help and joy to have them with us for the month of August. They brought my nephew Andrew, who is interested in mission aviation and is currently getting his mechanic's license. Joe spent the first whole week working on the car. Then we had 3 weeks left to talk, relax, and go on a safari. Andrew also had the opportunity to spend a day flying alongside 2 pilots to experience what life as a missionary pilot is all about.
Esther's dad and I also traveled to Kisumu, which is by Lake Victoria, for a short visit. One of our Kenyan friends pastors a church there, and Dad and I had been invited to come and share with the church. Dad preached in the morning, and I led a Bible study in the afternoon.
Over the past 6 months, a number of missionaries have left Amer. Samaritan's Purse moved to another city, some have retired, and others have moved on to other ministries. As a result, there are several administrative positions that need to be filled. Certain individuals are overworked from trying to take on too much. So to help ease the burden, I have begun helping with coordination and maintenance on the houses that AIM leases. I am in charge of the houses in our state and the next one over, for a total of 6 houses. Also, the many transitions have meant saying goodbye to so many friends and have taken their toll on us all emotionally.
Samaritan's Purse had a goal of transitioning to Eldoret by the 15th of November. Everyone moved on the 16th, which I thought was really good, considering that this is Africa. Eldoret is about 3.5-hour drive northwest of Nairobi, but the elevation is still pretty high, so the weather is similar. They are currently operating a DC-3, a King Air 200, and a Cessna Caravan. As a result, AIR is now operating 4 Cessna 206s, a single Cessna 210, and 2 Caravans. We also stopped leasing a Cessna 206 from SIL, and Samaritan's Purse moved their 206 float plane to Alaska. So we went from a fleet of 12 aircraft earlier this year to a fleet of 7. Because of the smaller fleet, several Kenyan employees are moving to Eldoret to serve with Samaritan's Purse, and 5 others are taking early retirement.
Please continue to pray for AIR and Samaritan's Purse as we go through this transitional period. Pray that management would make wise decisions regarding the future direction of AIR and that we would be able to continue to serve God to the best of our abilities. Pray for the several AIR and Samaritan's Purse families that have returned to the States, that God would direct their steps and open doors where He would have them serve next.
Despite the smaller fleet, the radio base is just as busy as before. We continue to work on the avionics for Samaritan's Purse, so we are grateful for a short-term missionary family from Germany that is working in the radio base until next May. Also, my parents arrived in Nairobi on Thanksgiving Day, for which we were very thankful. My dad has been working in the radio base on several special projects and will be here until January. My mom has been busy with the grandkids. I think she really had to sacrifice for that job. I know, being a grandmother is really tough. My parents also brought out the oscilloscope that I needed for work on several pieces of aircraft equipment. A very big thank you to everyone who made that possible.
Steve Moffat, the radio base manager and Joe's boss, will be going on furlough in June for 6 months. Another family, the Blaisdells, have been having difficulty raising support so that they could come here and work in the radio base full time. If they miss the deadline to come in January, Mr. Blaisdell will not be here to fill in for Steve, and Joe would be by himself.
Well, I suggested to my dad that maybe he could come and help out in the radio base again short-term next summer, and he seems really excited about the prospect. Please pray with us that the Lord would fill this need with His perfect choice. If anyone else is interested, it would be for 7 months starting in May.
It is now the end of the year, which historically is a time of increased violence and crime here. Also, the Kenyan presidential election is just a few short months away in March, with primaries in January. As a result, security concerns have increased. Add to that the ongoing conflict with Somalia, the numerous terrorist attacks all over Kenya, and the city has the feeling of a powder keg just waiting to be ignited. But still, the Lord is in control, and ultimately the best thing that we or anyone can do is pray. In other news outside the hangar, God is still working in a mighty way. Joe went on a Samaritan's Purse flight in September for a week and was a third crew member on the DC-3, which meant a lot of work and long days. However, he really enjoyed getting out of Nairobi and seeing firsthand how his work in the hangar was affecting the lives of so many people that rely on the services that AMER provides.
In October, SIM sent Ethiopian evangelists into Doro, South Sudan, for 6 weeks. Doro is on the border of North and South Sudan and has become a refugee camp of 30,000 people, with another 90,000 people in the surrounding area. AMER provided transportation for these evangelists into and out of Doro. 6 weeks later, the report for how God has been working is simply awesome. Many tribes that came to Doro are unreached people groups with no known believers, and are almost 100% Muslim. The evangelists were spending all day talking to people and coming back to camp with reports of 30 to 40 commitments to Christ every day. Even the translators they are using were coming to Christ.
Please pray that God would raise up leaders and teachers to disciple these new believers. Please pray that God would bring peace to these lands so that they could return home and continue spreading the gospel in Sudan. Please pray for safety and protection for these new believers. A chief from one of the Muslim tribes told evangelists that he would kill them for speaking this message if they were in his lands. Please thank God that he is using all these things for his glory and for good, even allowing people to be displaced by civil wars so that they might hear of Jesus Christ.
Seeing how God is using AMER firsthand and hearing the reports come back to the hangar make going to work every morning worthwhile and fulfilling. It's not just another job working on electronics. It's using God-given skills and abilities to further the gospel of Jesus Christ, to reach those that might otherwise be impossible to reach. Thank you so much for keeping us in prayer before the throne of our Almighty God and Creator. Thank you so much for those who have sacrificed financially that we might be able to serve here in Nairobi. Please continue to pray for Africa and the work that God is performing on this dark continent.